What's up YouTube, Varnish here and welcome to the channel. Now today we finally got our first major Quartermaster update for Infinite Warfare. Now Infinity Ward has made their own video which I'll link down in the description below, and it goes over some of the weapons in action. Since I'm not able to unlock all of them right away, you'll be able to see some of them in action through their video, but I do want to go through these weapons real quick with you and then give you my thoughts and opinions on what Infinity Ward is doing. Now, if we start out, I'm going to start with commons and then go all the way through epics. First off, we have the Titan Vial, and we're going to be seeing some new perks with these weapons. This first one is Creeper. Increase movement speed while crouched. Now, I don't know if Infinity Ward is trying to slow down an already fast gameplay, but this could be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how fast you actually move while crouched. Next up, we have the Banshee Slither. This one gives you Low Rider, reduces the hip fire spread while sliding. Now, this could be kind of fun because the Banshee is a different weapon. It's more of a 1 or 2 shot kill. So if you're able to reduce that spread while sliding, I could see a lot of 1-shot kills using the FTL trait with Slither. Following that, we have the EMC Heavyweight. Again, a new perk, Lights Out, increase weapon melee speed. Now, the reason this is here is because, if you're meleeing without a combat knife or not in the back, it takes 2 hits to knock someone out, and that melee speed is incredibly slow. So whether or not we actually see people getting more kills with their fists while using the EMC Heavyweight, I don't feel like it's worth the common slot to be able to take it. I'd rather use an epic like the Avalanche instead of this. Up next, we have our first rare, which is the R3K Spearhead. Now, this has a perk called Stacked. Reduces the time between burst fires and increases recoil. Now, this leaves open for some debate on whether or not burst weapons in Infinite Warfare are actually any good. There are some issues, I think, with the bullet spread when using burst weapons, but the fact that if you can control the recoil, increase recoil using maybe a foregrip or just you're used to controlling it, you may see an increased use of the Spearhead. I think it could be pretty good. It also has flak, so it increases damage against score streaks, and that stacks with Ram Servo. I'm not sure, maybe Sentry Gun or something else. Maybe that's really all it's going to be useful for. Up next, we have the Mauler Grizzly. This gives you on point. It reduces hip fire accuracy. It actually also reduces the time needed to draw up to the sights of the weapon. I just failed in capturing my screenshot there, apparently. And then it also has Creeper, increases movement speed while crouched. Now, LMGs are extremely powerful in Infinite Warfare. So having a LMG like the Mauler that just spews bullets out and being able to draw up to the sight quicker, I think we'll start seeing more of the Mauler instead of the Raw being a run-and-gun LMG. Following that, we have another pistol, the Oni Amped. This gives you on point, speeds up aiming, and reduces hipfire accuracy. It's the same thing with the Mauler Grizzly. So with the Oni being a full auto weapon, I could see this being used quite often. And again, it has the same perks as the Mauler, so it gives you flak, increased damage to score streaks. Not sure I'd use a pistol against score streaks, but to each their own. First, we have our first legendary here, the KBS Longbow Affliction. Glacial. Damage temporarily slows target movement speed. Now, a lot of times I have gotten a hit marker on somebody using the KBS Longbow because it's a chest up, 1-shot kill. So being able to slow them down and keep them in your sights while you go in for that second shot after you reload with the bolt action, I think could be extremely beneficial. You also have Lights Out. It increases melee weapon speed. This, I'll have to see it in action to really give you my thoughts on that perk. Following that, we have the Rack 9 Volatile. So this gives you Roll the Dice. One of my favorite perks. It's fun to use. It's kind of like gambling in the middle of the game. What are we going to get today, folks? And then, so one random attachment when you spawn, and you're also going to get increased movement speed while crouched. That could be really useful, actually, for this weapon, for crouching around corners. If you know someone's around a corner, maybe they'll expect you to run in, and this could give you a tactical advantage in those situations if you're not getting shot from behind first. Then we have the Type 2 Atomic. We knew this one was coming. The Type 2 that's going to give you a nuclear deatomizer strike. And then it also gives you Low Rider, reduces hip fire spread while sliding. This could be a fun weapon to use. I still have yet to get a weapon that has the nuclear perk on it to try and go for a deatomizer strike. So maybe that'll be the one. And then we have our first epic, the EBR 800 Bomber. This gives you the perk Triad. It's a charged 3-shot sniper burst. And if you go and look at Infinity Ward's video, you can actually see this in action, and it looks really interesting. And I think it may be worth trying to get to see if it's better, because I think the EBR 800 is kind of the sniper rifle that's lacking the most pizzazz, so to say. So maybe they're trying to give it a little bit more oomph in trying to get people to use that weapon more often. Then we have the DCM-8 Epitaph. Now, this gives you focus fire, hip fire spread reduced with each shot. Now, since you need to put a lot of bullets out of this gun into somebody, it allows you not to have to aim down sights all the time, so you're going to get stability and reduced hip fire spread. And I think if you put a foregrip and a laser sight on this DCM-8 and probably an extended mag, I think you are just going to wreck things up, because you're just going... It's going to be crazy, and it's probably going to piss me off, and then once I get it, then I'm going to love it, basically, is what's going to happen. And then finally, our last weapon, we have the Hailstorm Thunder. Whirlwind, fast cycling auto burst that increases recoil. Now, I can only imagine how crazy the recoil on the Hailstorm Thunder is going to be, since the regular Hailstorm recoil is kind of crazy to control. It gives you reduced idle sway while aiming down sights. So I think this could be a fun weapon to use, kind of like the EMC Avalanche. So really, it's going to be a matter of getting it and really just playing around with it. Now, I do want to tell you my thoughts, because we weren't expecting this patch so early. I mean, we were expecting the December update to give us some balances, and maybe this is the big update for December. But I think there's still some balances that need to be made that they said they were going to make this month. But first and foremost, these weapons, and don't forget, it's not just weapons. We also have other items as well that they are giving us. So we've been told that we have 12 new variants. We just went over theirs. There's 18 new camos, taunts, gear sets, those type of items. And it's all free, folks. The fact that Infinity Ward is making these items available outside of the DLC, pay mark is incredibly... It shows a lot of importance of the community to Infinity Ward. Now, they could have said, hey, sorry guys, you're going to have to buy these weapons. And I mean, let's be honest, it's a way for people to make sure, it's a way for Activision to make sure that people are buying COD points for supply drops if they want one of these new weapons. I mean, it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. It's a pay-to-win sort of way, but Activision has to find ways to make money. But the fact that you can still get it without having to pay anything into that pay-to-win scenario, I think speaks loads to the people over at Infinity Ward. Now, it'll be interesting to see if we get any new... because they said with the DLC we're going to see new weapon variants. What I would like to see is new weapons. So if we're going to have all of these new variants, it would be awesome to see new weapons in the future that we have to pay for through DLC and all of that. And then keep the addition of variants free. Because, the game's only been out for a month now, and we're already seeing new additions to variants. So if we see more variant additions, more camo additions, more taunt and head and body armor additions this soon over the cycle of the next year, like if we get additions every month or two, I think that Infinity Ward is going to keep people playing Infinite Warfare chasing these weapons. Whether or not they're paying for them or just getting them out of supply drops and just playing the game, I think they're investing in the people that have invested in Infinite Warfare. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of people that aren't even playing Infinite Warfare. The numbers are down this year, and they need to find ways to make sure that they tell the community that they're committed to them. And I think this is one of the ways that they're doing that. So thank you for visiting the channel in this video today. I want to make sure I got it out to you since we're just getting this information today. So if you want to stay up to date with all of my latest videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give a thumbs up on this video and use the comments down below on what of these 12 new weapon variants are you most excited about. Which one do you want first? Until next time.